Joe has no signs of slowing down. Let me put it, Joe Miranda, that is. Yeah, the scale, I don't know. I mean, it is, but it's not that different. If you look at the two modern games, the Third World War has, I think, to cover the same basic area, it's still about 2 maps, right? The Victory Games versions versus the Compass versions do tend to have smaller footprints. Korean War is like this too. We covered that last week. The Victory Games Korean War is 2 maps, and the Compass version is 4, which some people complained about. But I'm not going to complain about that because I've got both. I've got enough table space to accommodate it. Ravinis Albion says there's, yeah, well, they're both Cold War battles, right? So, what I imagine this turned into was Joe came up with this idea and came up with another idea, and it turned out that the games that came out of that process were so small that they couldn't float a whole magazine game on their own, so they put them both in the same issue. That's my supposition here. Now, Brant says that they both build off the same rule system, which I would expect. Updated the old Modern Battles quad rules, and they're quite small, right? Which is one of the appeals of magazine games in the first place. Is they tend to be small. They tend to be there are exceptions, but they tend to be small. They tend to be digestible. They tend to have relatively small footprints, and they tend not to take forever to play. And that's especially going to be the case where you've got something like this, where you've got multiple games in the same magazine.